First fight in the welterweight division. Ryan LaFleur versus Rowan Jucao Carneiro. 170 the official weight for Jucao. And his opponent, the Lindenhurst, New York native, Ryan LaFleur. 170.5 the official weight for Ryan LaFleur. Now to our featured UFC Fight Pass prelim in the UFC featherweight division. Rick the Gladiator Glenn versus Brooklyn's own Felipe the Filipino Assassin Nover. 145.5 for Felipe Nover. And his opponent making his second UFC appearance. Please welcome the Gladiator, Rick Glenn. 146 for Rick Glenn. All right, now we get to the FS1 UFC 208 prelims. First up in the flyweight division, Ian Uncle Creepy McCall versus Jared the Monkey God Brooks. First up, 125 for the undefeated Jared Brooks. And his opponent, please welcome back Uncle Creepy Ian McCall. 125 the official weight for Uncle Creepy. With that, we get to our next prelim in the lightweight division. Nick the Carney Lentz versus Islam Makhachev. 155 for Islam Makhachev. And his opponent making the walk for his 40th professional fight, Nick the Carney Lentz. 156 the official weight for Nick Lentz. All right, next up in the UFC flyweight division, Wilson Hayes versus Uluka Sasaki. 125.5 the official weight for Uluka Sasaki. And his opponent, Wilson Hayes. 125 with the mustache for Wilson Hayes. Now we get to our featured FS1 UFC 208 prelim in the welterweight division. Randy Rude Boy Brown versus Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad. 174 Bilal Muhammad. And his opponent repping Queens, New York, Randy Rude Boy Brown. 170.5 the official weight for Randy Brown. All right, now we get to the main card for UFC 208. First up, in the lightweight division, Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Jim Miller. First fight, 154.5 for Jim Miller. And his opponent currently ranked number 10 in the world, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. 155, the official weight for Dustin Poirier. All right, next on the pay-per-view in the UFC's light heavyweight division, Glover Teixeira versus Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier. 204.5, the official weight for Jared Cannonier. And his opponent, former UFC World Title Challenger, fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut, Glover Teixeira. 205, the official weight for Glover Teixeira. All right, moving on now to the UFC's middleweight division. Jacare Souza versus Tim the Barbarian Boach. 186, the official weight for the Maynard Tim Boach. And his opponent, Jacare Souza. 186 for Jacare. And now we get to the co-main event, also in the middleweight division. Anderson the Spider Silva versus Derek Brunson. 186, the official weight for Derek Brunson. And his opponent is the former UFC middleweight champion and one of the greatest of all time, Anderson the Spider Silva. 185, the official weight for Anderson Silva. First fighter to the scale, the Iron Lady, Germaine de Randamie. 143.5, the official weight for Germaine de Randamie. And her opponent is the former UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion and the Preacher's Daughter. Please welcome Holly Holm. $145, the official weight for Holly Holm.